Hi, and just thought I'd do a video on scale, matchbox and Oxford Diecasts, etc. Just to give an idea why some of the matchbox scales, the old matchbox certainly scales, varied. Today they're more of a toy matchbox, but back in the day they catered for two reasons, and here's part of that reason. First off, that's an Oxford Evening News Transit. Now that's a modern day Oxford Diecast. Now scale wise, the 164 we used to, that's that against it. The lower number you go down at the end, 64, implies that it's bigger. Say you went from 64 to 118th, that tells you, the 118th tells you it's going to be bigger. So in effect, this one, the Oxford Diecast, is 176th, which is commonly British double O gauge, and that's where we come in with the scale being used for model railways. It's in effect it's a bit of a method scale, if we have to put it politely, because the actual track is the correct scale, but they actually use a different scale of body on the wheels to make it. It actually came about to make the tabletop railway of the 50s and stuff, or maybe a bit before, but it's a weird scale. You get scale purists that do EM and everything, but that's a bit much to go into at the moment because we're just on about the cars. Now this is where Matchbox came in. You think, why are a lot of the old cars a lot smaller than the 164ths? And there's your reason. Basically, they had a dual function. They weren't only a child's toy. A lot of them were intended to be used on model railways as extra vehicles. This doesn't always go to plan, because another one of the older vehicles, you can tell that one is too small in scale. But anyway, I digress. They didn't really bother about the truck side matchbox, because here's one I made earlier. They had Airfix on the case with, move them along a bit. They had Airfix on the case. That one is a tanker I built, AEC Matador tanker to be precise. So you had Airfix on the scale for trucks, and the trucks on model railways in the 60s, they were an odd scale as well, because they were 176, so they didn't quite fit in with the aircraft, even though they were sold as aircraft complementary sets to go with Airfix's 172nd range. They weren't the same scale. So, but having said that, there was the ideal scale for war gamers and to go on to go on Hornby model railways. A lot of model railway enthusiasts say they'd do away with that tanker part and put a box on the back, and you've got an instant box truck. So a lot of modelers did conversions on the Airfix models to make up basically a range of trucks. Now then, here's where we get into another one. Now that one is the Matchbox XK120 or XK140, not sure which one of the two it is. But anyway, it's one of the XK Sports. Now here's one of my favourites from years back. This is a replacement one, because I lost my original one I bought in Germany. But this one is a Viking, or Viking, as it said. Now that's to HO scale, so that's 187, so you see the difference from 176 down to 187. It goes smaller in dimensions again. So, but anyway, I digress again. Here we go with the Oxford cars, which if we split all these away, the ones I've been using for references for scale, split all these away from the main arena, we get on to cars. You've got there, that's a Life on Mars Cortina from Oxford, and basically you couldn't have a Life on Mars Cortina without a Sweeney Granada, and that is the model of the Sweeney Granada, which has recently, it's been fully restored recently, so it still exists. You can check it out online. Its registration is NHK something something M, I think. But here you get down to comparing them again. Little VW Golf, Citroen 2CV, a green Cortina, an orange Escort. Sounds like the Generation game, this, doesn't it? Conveyor dead. XR3i, XR3i. A Rover P6 with the V8. Well, it was a P6B, which signified Buick engine, which meant that that one had the V8 in it. You can tell it's the V8 because it has the double bulge on the bonnet to take the V of the engine. Here we have a Reliance emitter, which in the weird case of the modelling world, it was a plastic bodied car, but the model has a metal body. Go figure. London Taxi. Now that London Taxi, I want another one of them, because I've got a Vauxhall Cresta here, Matchbox, and it'll make a nice wheel replacement, because I'm missing a set with a broken chassis at the front there. But this one again, the PA Cresta, compare it to that, and it was a big old beast, the Cresta, probably actually more about Mark 1 Granada size. So there you see the point of its railway scalings. The Ford Zephyr as well, Zodiac, whatever. They were all in the same ballpark here, and they are pretty much the same. And the ubiquitous Ford Corsair, I've got 2 or 3 of them now. But as you can see, there, the old Matchbox are parked amongst the new Oxford offerings, and there's very good, well, if any, difference in scale. I suppose you could say, well, I don't know, that's probably not far off right size as well. maybe a little bit on the larger sides, but not so much. It's still easily usable on a railway layout. But there you go, that runs through a basic idea of scales and why they were used, and hope it's been a bit informative. And thank you if you've enjoyed. Hit subscribe, even better. Hit the bell button for notifications, and I'll see you on the next video. Tatty pie for now.